Welcome to Antiques and Estate Auctioneers. I'm John Farkas, your auctioneer, and this is the auction preview video for the March 24th, 2012 DHS Spring Auction. And with me today, in order to preview some of the lots, is Chuck Sword, president of DHS Diecast.
Hey, John.
Welcome, Chuck. Why don't you show us what you have?
Sure, absolutely. I'll be happy to. We're just going to go over a couple of lots that I think will be interesting to people. The most exciting parts, I think, are mostly the brass models. A lot of times they get a lot of attention. This one, for the aficionados, probably know a little bit about this already. This is an OHS model. OHS Models was an English company based in the UK, but the models were made in China. They were made by a very famous railroad train maker. The model is made entirely of brass. It is 1:50 scale, which you can tell by the size of the cabin inside here. The rear door actually opens. All the railings are perfectly scaled. All the detail is here. The model is actually a perfect replica of a P&H 4100 XPB shovel. These shovels are used in mines all over the world, and this particular one is a very famous model. The fact that it's in white makes it very special. They only made 50 models, I believe, altogether. I take that back. They made 100 models altogether. They made 25 in white. They made 25 in a blue color, and they made 50 in yellow and black, which are the standard P&H colors. So this model is very rare because it's one of 25 that was made. Again, all in brass, perfect detail. The model is in absolutely perfect shape. We've got the original box, the original packaging. This came out of a collection. It was displayed, but everything is here, and the model is just fantastic. So this is our first model that I wanted to point out during the auction. Here's another item we want to show you today that's a special deal in the auction. The reason I'm bringing this one out is because the level of detail on this is just fantastic. Anybody who's familiar with turtle models knows that the turtle models it's a guy basically here in Akron that can build just about anything out of brass. This is actually a generator on a sled, which you would see at a construction site. It includes a spreader bar. The spreader bar is for the crane pickup, and obviously it's got all of the chains, binders, or chains and connection points, so you can connect this to a crane or attach this to a crane so you can hang it from a crane. You'll see all the little details here. The actual sled includes a generator. It's decaled for Kenmore Construction Company, which is an Akron, Ohio company. But the detail on this thing is just fantastic. Just to point out a couple things, obviously you can see the cables, you can see the hoses, the ropes. There's a cover that comes here that's on top of the control panel, so the cover actually lifts off and lifts back on. The engine obviously came from Ohio Cat because it says Ohio Cat on here, so you'll notice that this model is just perfectly detailed, and it has every single little detail on it. Now on one end of it, it does say Turtle Models because it was made by Turtle Models, and the Turtle Model gentleman is just known for his level of detail. So we wanted to show you this model up close. It's a very small model, but it's one of a kind, handmade, built out of brass, and you'll never find anything else like it. Fantastic. This is another model we're going to show you that's going to be in our auction coming up on March 24th. This is a Marion walking dragline. The famous Marion, it's a 301 walking dragline, that's the model number. And if you're familiar with walking mechanisms, basically they walk backwards. These are the track shoes, and basically they go down, the machine lifts itself off the ground and moves itself backwards, and then the shoes come back up around, so it moves that way when it walks on a job site, or in a mine, I should say. This Marion 301 is one of only a few models made by Classic Construction Models. It's very highly sought after, very, very hard to find. They didn't make too many of them. It's a very early model, so it was made many, many years ago by Classic. It's an all brass model. All the pieces are here. We have the original box. It is in pretty good condition. There's a couple very, very small details that need a little bit of help, but basically this model is almost in perfect condition. It's got opening doors. You can move the dragline bucket in and out. You can move the boom up and down. That's all controlled by a series of screwdrivers, basically. So it's a pretty straightforward model. Very simple, but very, very hard to find. Another very exciting item we have in the auction coming up on March 24th is a brass 4100 crane model. and it's custom built with a pile driver attachment. Well, the model is made by Classic Construction Models. They made 8 of them only, and only offered 8 of them to the public. This is one of the 8. So the model is very, very highly sought after, very, very hard to find. The 4100 crane is all brass, and so is the pile driver attachment. Now the 4100 crane is actually the first model that Classic Construction ever made, so it's an old model. But with the pile driver attachment, again, only 8 made. This model should be very, very exciting for those that are looking for something unique, and from Classic Construction in brass. All right, we're going to bring out 3 trucks. They're 3 different lot numbers, but I brought them all together, and there's actually a 4th truck too in the auction coming up on March 24th. These 3 trucks are all made by Alan Smith Models in England. They were actually manufactured in England many, many years ago. Alan Smith made these. They're Burlier trucks. All of them are Burlier. I bring them out and show them to you all at one time because most people have never seen them all in one place at one time. We had a collector that actually had a series of all 6 of these trucks. This is 3 of them. It's a Burley 600 dump truck. It's a Burley 700 CH platform truck. And a T100 oil platform truck. So all 3 of these are very, very special. They're all custom hand built. They're made in very, very small quantities many years ago. Alan Smith quit making these years and years ago. But the detail is actually very, very good. They're all spin cast. There's some resin involved, but most of it's spin cast. And these trucks are just fantastic because they're so hard to find. If you can find them in this kind of condition, it's really highly unlikely. So we're going to bring all 3 of them out, and there's a 4th one in the auction as well. And again, you just won't ever see this again, so I wanted to show you one time. Okay, I wanted to show you another item. This is a Manitowoc 4600 crawler crane. It is custom built. It was custom built by the model builder Mitch Gomez. The model is absolutely perfect as far as detail goes. It's mostly resin. There's a little bit of metal in it, so it's not too heavy. It does turn on its axis. It's got a cabin, obviously, with a sliding door. Counterweights in the back, pretty large hook block, painted in lamps in blue. So this is a very special crane, one-of-a-kind item that we're going to sell at the auction on the 24th. It's just something that you won't see in many collections.
We'd like to thank you for watching today's video, and we'd like to remind you that this auction is live at the world headquarters of DHS, as well as live online. And if you'd like to contact myself or Chuck, you can email me at info@stateauctioneers.com. Or Chuck, what's your email?
At chuck@dhsdiecast.com.
Thanks again. We'll see you at the auction.